So today we're diving into a dictionary that does way more than just help you with your spelling. This thing is trying to redefine our entire world, one witty, satirical, and yeah, sometimes pretty shocking definition at a time. Let's get into it. We all think of dictionaries as the final word on, well, words. They're supposed to be the objective truth. But what if a dictionary wasn't about defining words as they are, but as they actually feel in this crazy modern world of ours? And that's exactly what we're exploring today with The Angel's Dictionary by Saul Luckman. The title is a direct nod to the famous Devil's Dictionary, and you just gotta love that subtitle. A spirited glossary for the little devil in you. That right there sets the tone perfectly. It's gonna be fun and a little bit subversive. But before we jump into all the juicy definitions, the author asks a really fascinating question right at the beginning. What is satire actually for? I mean, does it really change anything? Or is it just a way for us to laugh at how absurd everything is? Well, the book lays out two classic and kind of opposing views on this. On one side, you've got the novelist Henry Fielding. He saw the satirist as a sort of doctor, someone who could help cure society of its problems. But then you have Jonathan Swift, the Gulliver's Travels guy, and he was way more pessimistic. He saw satire as more of a mirror, where we see everybody else's flaws but never our own. Now, the author's biggest inspiration is the legendary Ambrose Bierce, who was famously cynical. Bierce called satire obsolete, basically a tool for attacking your enemies. And he cheekily pointed out that its main ingredient, wit, is something Americans are dolefully deficient in. Ouch! It's a bleak take, but you have to admit, it's pretty funny. Okay, so with that foundation, let's see how The Angel's Dictionary turns its satirical eye on politics and power. You might want to brace yourselves for this part. And it starts with a big one, the American dream. This definition is just perfect because it takes a concept built on pure hope and gives it this punchline that's just dripping with disillusionment. It really captures the book's cynical humor right away. And whoa, the definitions do not pull any punches. Take the book's take on the Patriot Act. This is less of a definition and more of a full-on political statement packed into a glossary entry. And to show that this kind of cynicism isn't just coming from nowhere, the book includes this real-world quote attributed to George W. Bush. Including this is kind of like the author saying, "See, I told you so." It suggests the satire might not be as far-fetched as it sounds. Some of the definitions are just brutally simple. This take on Congress, it's a perfect one-liner. It just uses a simple play on words to make its point so effectively. And we're going to end this section on one of the most provocative definitions in the entire book. It takes this cherished idea of democracy and completely reframes it as something much darker. It's using humor to make us question the very words we use for our political systems. All right, so the book doesn't just stick to politics. It also casts that same satirical eye on all the absurd things in our modern lives, our technology, our culture, all of it. Here's one that might hit a little too close to home for a lot of us. It taps right into that modern fear that all our digital connections might be coming at the cost of our real ones. And this one? Oh man, it's laser-focused on another massive modern anxiety, the insane cost of education versus what it's actually worth in the age of the internet. It's a whole critique of an entire system, just boiled down into one single sardonic sentence. And what's cool is the author shows this isn't some new complaint. He includes this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, basically saying that this feeling of learning a bunch of words but not any real wisdom, that's been around for a long time. I just love how brutally efficient this one is, so concise. In just 5 words, it captures the entire argument that maybe, just maybe, our amazing devices are making us intellectually lazy. And to wrap up this section, we have a definition for fast food that is anything but subtle. It's blunt, it's judgmental, and it's honestly hilarious because of how straightforward it is. So after all this cynicism and all this snark, you might be thinking, is this book just relentlessly negative? Well, the author actually addresses that head-on, and it provides a really crucial piece of context. First off, it's really interesting how the dictionary itself defines a cynic. It's not someone who sees the worst in people. It's someone who gives up too early, who gets off the train before it gets to the station. And this is the key to understanding the author's whole point. See, the author, Saul Luckman, makes it super clear that even though he's inspired by Bierce, he doesn't share that deep bitterness.
He's drawing a line between his angelic dictionary and Bierce's devilish one, hinting that there's a different philosophy underneath it all. And this right here, this is the core message of the book. Despite all the satirical jabs, the author's ultimate outlook is actually one of hope. The satire isn't there just to tear things down. It's there to poke us, to prod us, to hopefully get us to build something better. It turns out the angel in the title isn't so ironic after all.
So we end up right back where we started. After digging through all these satirical definitions, we're left with this big question. Does pointing out how absurd things are with a punchline actually create change? Or is it just a way for us to cope? You know, maybe, just maybe, it's a little bit of both. Thanks for joining me on this one.